How can you be like James and reach 50,000 points? The debate about whether James or Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time has always been a topic of discussion. Some people say that James is like a taxi trying to compete with a Ferrari. In reality, James has entered an area in history that no one else has reached. Jordan has 38,000 points, Kobe has 39,000 points, but both are far behind James. Among current players, Durant is second with 35,000 points, while Curry still needs 21,138 more points. Even if he scores 25 points per game and plays 100 games a year, it would take him 8.5 years. By then, Curry would be almost 46 years old. So if you want to reach 50,000 points, what 6 key features does the so-called taxi need? Take a look at your favorite stars and see where they fall short compared to James. First, the car needs to start early. It needs to enter the league between 18 and 19 years old. James entered the NBA at 18 without going to college, which put him 2 to 3 years ahead of most players in terms of scoring accumulation. Second, the engine needs to be strong. It needs to score at least 25 points per game from the rookie season. James has had 20 seasons with over 25 points per game, averaging 27 points per game in his career. Besides James, only Durant has managed to have at least 12 consecutive seasons with 25 points per game. Third, the fuel efficiency needs to be long-lasting. The player needs to maintain peak performance for at least 20 years. James has had 22 consecutive seasons with over 20 points per game. This season, at 40 years old, he averages 24.8 points per game. Fourth, regular maintenance is essential. The player needs to have an attendance rate of over 85% and avoid major injuries. James spends over $1.5 million a year on body maintenance. His regular season attendance rate is 93%. Fifth, it's important to choose a strong team. The player needs to be on a championship contending team to maximize scoring opportunities. For example, James has moved between the Cavaliers, Heat, and Lakers, constantly jumping to teams closer to the championship. He broke free from the traditional one-man, one-city mindset to build a perfect career. Sixth, the player needs to adapt to the development of the times. They need to go through multiple basketball eras, such as transitioning from inside battles to small ball and continuously developing new skills. For example, when James started, his three-point shooting percentage was only 29%, but now it's around 40%, making it part of his regular scoring arsenal. These 6 factors are all essential. Jordan retired twice, Kobe had many injuries later in his career, Curry has stayed with one team, and Durant had bad luck. In today's league, only James' teammate Luka Doncic might come close to this achievement. He currently averages 28.5 points, higher than James at the same stage, but he needs to stay healthy until 42 years old without lowering his efficiency. As for other young stars in the league, like Victor Wembanyama and Zion Williamson, they have already stepped out of the competition due to injury concerns. Players like Josh Green and Anthony Edwards haven't proven their consistency yet. There are about 1,000 mountains over 5,000 meters high in the world, but only one Mount Everest. James is like Mount Everest, an unrepeatable isolated peak. 50,000 points are not just a gift of time, but a perfect combination of talent, discipline, and luck. Even if a player could enter the NBA at 18 and average 25 points per game, they would still need to play full-time for 20 consecutive seasons and remain in championship contention. The probability of this happening in modern basketball, which emphasizes workload management, is almost zero. After 11 years in the NBA, the big man Joel Embiid has only scored less than 14,000 points so far. James' 50,000 points are essentially a modern sports engineering miracle built by biological functions, management science, and sports technology. This achievement is not only unprecedented but also an insurmountable milestone. This is a miracle, and we are all witnessing it. James is extending our youth. I hope it can last a little longer.